And I think it's like, it's a lot harder than people realize it is, to be honest, to get to that level of leanness. I think everybody has a set point where their body's comfortable, and it's really difficult to get past that for a lot of people, and that set point varies dramatically for people. But there's a lot of people that'll feel like they eat pretty healthy or eat pretty well, and they probably do, but not well enough to be as lean as they want, right? So in their mind, they're eating well, but they're eating well compared to a normal person who eats shit, but they're still eating like average healthy, which is the reason they probably look really good, but they don't look exceptional. They're wanting to look exceptional on an average diet. Like, that doesn't work. The people that look exceptional, generally speaking, are eating an exceptional diet. So I think a lot of times you see someone that's getting really lean, and you always want to know what their workout is, but I think that's not always the case. The workout's probably what they do year round. It's that they've dialed in the nutrition, and also it goes the other way, right? I know there's times where I'm going the wrong direction, and it's not because I'm slacking on my workouts. I'm just indulging a little bit more, eating more, and drinking a little more, and letting myself go a little bit, and that's totally, I mean, you can manipulate that at will, and it's very little to do with workout.
And I think that when you start to cut things out, or like really take a look back at what you're doing, I think that you'll see changes pretty dramatically after you kind of see what needs to be adjusted. I think it doesn't take much time for things to start working in your favor.
Well, and do you find that using MyFitnessPal or an app to track it is helpful for you when you're trying to get, because I think that's where people get stuck sometimes. Like, okay guys, cool, like, I realize this diet, but like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, what do I do now? Right? So, you know, without getting into the nitty gritty of what a fat loss diet should look like, would you think that using something to track is helpful, just to have a baseline of like where you even are?
Absolutely. I would say either tracking through MyFitnessPal really helps me, or sometimes just writing stuff down, because sometimes when I have to write it down, it's like, oh, probably don't need that. I'm actually not that hungry, and I don't have to write it down, because it's not going to look good after I write all of that down. I've eaten all that food today.
Well,
so I'm going to skip it.
And I think it's a pretty, like, I don't think it's surprising when we challenge people who are feeling like they're stuck to write what they eat down, and then they look at it. I think as you're writing it, to your point, you're like, oh shit, okay. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that I'm not feeling that particularly in shape, because I had alcohol 4 nights this week, and I went out to dinner 3 nights, and I had bagels for breakfast. Like, all of a sudden it becomes very clear. I think it's rare that someone writes everything down and is like, see, it's perfect. You know, I think it's a little bit of like a reality check that you're probably not doing what you should be doing. Even if you're not 100% sure what that is, I think sometimes writing it down is a good
starting point.
Yeah.